Welcome to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Glad to have you along. Your stream brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. I'm here in studio right now. I have a couple of the Master Gardeners in studio with me, including Sandy Smith. Great to have you along, Sandy.
Linda.
Oh, Linda. Well, we have Sandy here too as well. Linda. I beg your pardon, Linda. And then I have
Sharon
Hill with me here. There we go. We're getting everybody acquainted here on the WTIM Morning Show. By the way, I wanted to try something new here today with the Master Gardeners in studio and your garden well underway. Call in with any of your gardening questions at 824-4263. It'd be a great time to see what you have any questions on, and Master Gardeners will do their best to answer it for you. Anyway, so well, what's going on with you guys? How have you been?
Oh, just great. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Busy.
Yeah, lots in the gardening world right now. Summer maintaining those gardening beds. And well, summer's starting to kind of ease into that late stage a little bit here. So what are some things to keep in mind as you continue to look after those gardens?
One of the things, Avery, when you invited people to call in, I would like to remind people that we do have a help desk at the extension office on Thursday mornings. And it's like 9 o'clock to 11. And if people want to bring in samples, sometimes it's really hard to express what's wrong with your plant without somebody actually seeing it. And so if something's wrong and you don't know what it is, sometimes by process of elimination, we can determine what it is, research it, give you some advice on what to do about it, how to deal with the problem, maybe how to avoid the problem next year in your garden. But bringing a sample in sometimes really helps us identify, or at least go to the books where we can identify problems. So the help desk is only in the summertime, in the fall, a little bit in the spring. And so as the summer wears on, like you say, we're beginning to have people with tomato problems and, what do I do with the weeds in my garden? I tell you, we've been blessed with so much rain, but with rain comes a myriad of other problems.
Yeah, anything from fungus to weeds to you name it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So, well, that's something to keep an eye on. I know you have a lot of workshops coming up as well.
Yes.
We do.
Yeah, tell me about some of those
We have a
workshops.
soils for homeowners workshop coming up. That is in Carlinville, but it is free. You just must call the office and register. If you call our office here in Taylorville, it's 217-287-7246, and they'll be happy to get you on your way and register for that. And then we have a master garden training too that's going to start.
Oh, so if you want to be a master gardener, you can go to this training.
We have, there's one that's going to be happening in, when is that, Linda? I think it's the
Master Gardener training, yes, is going to be,
there it is.
there's an online class, and it starts October 13th.
Okay.
But they need registrations by September the 12th.
Okay.
And and hopefully after the first of the year, we'll be offering one in person where people can go to get training. And we always seem to have one or two people that are interested in becoming master gardeners, and we'd love to have more volunteers helping us out.
Yes, the more the merrier.
Well, yeah, of course.
And again, they can call the extension office here in Taylorville and get more information on that and to sign up and get the particulars. And someone will give you that information or call you back and let you know what's going on. So.
And the online training provides a lot of people with the options that are needed in this day and age where you're working from home. You can do it from home at your leisure, at your own time. And but it is nice to have an in-person class too, where you can meet the other people that are going to be master gardeners and have that interaction with them as you learn everything from botany to woody plants and perennials to annuals and all those kinds of things. So
All right.
And we want to remind you that the help desk is going on Thursdays until the last of September.
Mm.
And
Okay.
then that's our cutoff date. Also,
right.
we're at the farmer's market
Mm.
a couple times a month. So our next one will be the 20th of August.
Right. You
And-
guys were just there this last Friday. So
Right.
it'll be,
and
or
we,
sorry, Saturday.
Right, we do it a couple times a month. So
Mhm.
the next one is August the 20th, and then our final one will be September the 17th. So we want to remind people of that too also.
Real quick, guys, I just want to let everyone know that we are taking gardening related questions at 217-824-4263. And actually, I beg your pardon, that's not the right number. I don't know why I did that. It's 9846. So 217-824-9846. I don't know why 426. I'm not sure why I did that number, but anyway, we're going to continue right along. So Sharon, what are some of the things that you're paying attention to in your garden right now?
Mostly fungus and molds,
Mm.
and of course grass. And that's always a challenge in everybody's garden, I think, is this time of the year is the grasses that grow wild and not under control.
Mm.
But right now, I think the fungus and the molds are prevalent in a lot of the gardens now.
Yep.
What about you, Linda? What do you think is the most?
Well, I don't do a lot of vegetable gardening, but flower gardening, yes, the weeds are pervasive this time of year, especially with all the rain we've had. And you go out one day and you think you've got them, and the next day they're back again, and so that helps. But mulching is one of the best ways to deter
Right.
weeds. And if you can get a good start on that in the spring and get everything, what I find is I don't cover enough depth to keep the weeds down. And you have to have, 4 to 6 inches of mulch on top of the ground in order to suffocate the weeds
Seeds.
and prevent them from coming through the mulch. And so, and then as your mulch deteriorates and becomes, the soil that we want it to be, then you have to add it again. And sometimes even during the course of a year, if you've got a place where rains wash it away, or which we've had a lot of happen this year, that's a real problem for people. So you've got to get out there and mulch again, and always keep that shovel ready for more mulch whenever it's needed. But getting a handle on that in the early spring will prevent problems like that later on in the summer, like we're having now. I think we have a lot of people who bring in samples of weeds, especially like Sharon said, the grasses and the funguses during the summer months, because especially with the moisture, you're going to have more fungus. You're going to have more spreading the low growing grasses that you broadleaves that you may have tried to take care of in the spring, but they're rampant now. And so those kinds of things are always an issue this time of year. It's also one of the things that we don't always do. And Sharon does a wonderful job of sharing with master gardeners periodically and in the media about how to sharpen their tools to make them what they need to be when you get out there and start pruning. And one of the things we noticed, like last week, we had a storm go through. I live at Edinburgh, and we had a storm go through there and brought down several limbs on big trees. And it's really important to get after those immediately so that you prevent further damage to the trees. Get them up off your grass so the grass continues to grow and doesn't leave dead spots in your grass or in the tree up above. So those kinds of things happen all the time.
Why does mulching work?
It just covers the soil and keeps the light out, and then allows the plant to come through and grow. The plants you want, you mulch around them. And so the plants that you want to grow continue to thrive, and then they're not thwarted and they're not overcome by weeds, which keeps them, from getting to the size that you need them to be and the beauty that you need. And,
excuse me, the mulch, for a seed to try to get through the mulch, it's going to get through the mulch, but it's so weak and small. And that's when you want to just hand pick them out, because they are just so easy to do at that
Right.
point. If any of them gets through,
Right.
and
I
so
noticed
it makes it much easier.
Yes, and I noticed at the extension office, we have a new bed on the east side of the building, and I noticed last night I've got to get out there and get some of the, I call it crabgrass, out of there, because it's a few seeds started to grow, and there's no competition. I mean, they can just grow on top, but the mulch, the deeper it is, the less problem you'll have with weeds later on. And it's because there's, as I said before, there's no light getting through. You're suffocating any seeds that do come up. They don't get to the light. They can't find light easy because, like Sharon said, they're weak and they can't thrive like one that's attached to the soil and takes off.
Suffocating the undesirable
Right.
weeds while eventually providing nutrients for the plants you do want.
Right. Because water will continue to go through, whether you've got a fabric underneath or you've got, just a wood mulch cover. The water will get through, and so it's kind of a perfect world for that if you get enough mulch on.
Let me reintroduce you both. Let's take a quick break and then continue our conversation. You just heard from Linda Hill and Sharon Smith, Master Gardeners with the University of Illinois Extension. By the way, trying something new today. Call with your gardening-related questions, 217-824-9846. Toll free at 866-500-9726. Your stream on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com's Facebook and WTIM TV YouTube, brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first.
WTIM. Hi, this is Jared White, host of Central Illinois Outdoors, inviting you to find us on the internet. We are up and running at centralillinoisoutdoors.com. You can jump on there to find our Catch of the Week segment. Also, our archive shows. After they air on the weekend, you can find them every Monday at centralillinoisoutdoors.com. So listen when you can. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search Central Illinois Outdoors. Central Illinois Outdoors on Facebook or at centralillinoisoutdoors.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, I'm Dick Adams, the new Executive Director of the Christian County Economic Development Corporation. From helping Taylorville and Pana establish and promote their industrial parks to constant communication with existing and prospective employers, our ongoing work has helped grow and attract many businesses. Funding comes from both public and private sources and is vital to continuing our work toward attracting more jobs. Find out more online at christiancountyedc.org.
This announcement donated by the Miller Media Group.
School's out for summer, but now is the time to get ahead on scheduling your child's back-to-school physical. Make an appointment with your child's Springfield Clinic primary care provider to be sure they are ready for the start of the school year with their physical and up-to-date vaccinations. Springfield Clinic, a community of caring.
And yet another major brand just announced it's halting all social media advertising.
The two most overused and abused words in advertising are truth and trust. They are the two most precious commodities for all brands, big and small. As an advertiser, you have to trust your partners to protect your brand's truth using the media consumers trust. Radio, it's on.
Trust the Miller Media Group to deliver your message.
Let's swing open the farm gate together every day on News Talk WTIM. I'm Stu Ellis, your host of the long-running agriculture feature called The Farm Gate. I bring the latest news and information on where agriculture is and where it's going to WTIM Ag listeners every weekday morning. From tariffs to treaties, from the Board of Trade to the running board of your truck, I cover Central Illinois agriculture every weekday on The Farm Gate. Hear it on all of News Talk WTIM's many platforms, on air or online. Join me, Stu Ellis, for The Farm Gate.
Jim Stepp, owner of Central Illinois Asphalt in Taylorville, helps protect your driveway or parking lot with recycled asphalt and environmentally friendly sealer. Let his 40 years of experience work for you at a reasonable price. Click his icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
The Shelby County Economic Development Corporation aims to foster, promote, and stimulate economic development. They're here to help your business grow. Find out more on the Shelby County Economic Development Corporation by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com's Facebook and WTIM TV YouTube, brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark, and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. I'm here in studio with the University of Illinois Extension Master Gardeners. I have Linda Hill and Sharon Smith. By the way, you can call with your gardening questions. Haven't done this before. I'd love to hear a gardening question for you at 824-9846. That's 217-824-9846. All right, so right now is a good time to start taking a look at that fall garden that you're planning for. So what are some of the things that I can grow for fall gardening here in Illinois?
Go ahead, Sharon.
Radishes, lettuce, your beets, turnips, a lot of your above ground crops.
Okay.
Underground carrots and turnips are the underground.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of vegetables right now that you can put in the ground. But another thing you need to probably be aware of is now's a good time in the fall to put in a soil test and try to get analyzed of what's your soil in your garden or your flower garden, either one, what it's lacking or what you need to do for, especially that you can handle, worrying about that and thinking what you're going to do for it next spring or over the winter so that you can get a good crop and know what your soil type is and what kind of additives that you need to work with.
Why is that so important, and why is it important to do it right about now?
Well, right now is a good time because you're going down from your summer crops and everything, and they've already depleted a lot of the nitrogen and the nutrients out of your garden. So you need to find out what all it is that garden needs now, so that you can prepare it for the spring planting again.
Where can you go find a soil test? Pretty easily, I'd
Well,
imagine.
we do that at the extension office.
Yes.
I will say we don't do the testing there, but if a person would come by, they can bring, usually it's just a cup of soil. Doesn't have to be dry. It can be wet. And we have bags at the extension office that are specially formulated for taking soils. And then I think they're $10 to $15 per soil test. And so if you want 3 or 4 spots done, like whether it's your yard or your garden or maybe a shady spot that's not growing anything, those are great places to test and see. And then we send them off to a lab. Somebody comes by and picks them up, takes them to a lab, and then they come back with recommendations that our horticulture educator can read and tell you what really needs to be an additive to your soil. And you can get that on this fall and prepare for next spring and just take off running next spring.
Well, if folks want to learn more about soil testing or any of the other services that the Master Gardeners may offer, where can they go?
They can call either one of us, the Master Gardeners, or you can call the U of I Extension office. And if you want to know about soils, this soils workshop coming up would probably be a great place to start, especially if you have an interest in the soil in your garden, or you have some issues that you want answered. That's a great educational tool to be able to go and listen to and take advantage of the knowledge that you gain from a workshop like that.
When is it?
That soils workshop is coming up on August the 10th at 10 o'clock in the morning down at Carlinville.
All right. That's Linda Hill and Sharon Smith, Master Gardeners. Thank you both.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
WTIM.